Hi everyone, and welcome to another movie review with Morbid Heart Designs. Today I'm going to be talking about a horror thriller called Family Blood. I would definitely put this movie as more thriller than horror based off of my horror movie preferences, but it is technically horror and thriller. Family Blood is a newer movie made in 2008. I'm not 100% sure if this was made for TV or not, but the level of gore or lack thereof indicates to me that it may be a made for TV movie. One thing I actually did like about this movie is the gore was never... There was not any direct gore, it was all like aftermath that you saw, like after somebody got burned, you saw the area that was burned, and you never actually saw the actual burning, things like that. I really kind of liked that. I think it's something that sometimes it's worse to leave things to the imagination than to actually try and show things. This did have a very unique filming style, which was another reason I really enjoyed this movie. It was a lot of close-ups on like everything, from the actors to objects. Thought it was a very unique storytelling device that was done really well. Sometimes they're not done well, and I feel like this one was done extremely well. One reason I feel that the close-ups worked out so well for this movie is the acting was really incredible. Even the children actors in this movie did an amazing job. And you normally don't get as many close-ups in this movie as there are, but it worked because the actors were so committed and so amazing in their performance that it added to it more than I think it would in a lot of movie situations. I still can't get over how many close-ups there were in this movie. So Family Blood focuses on... It's a vampire story, just to put that out there to begin with. It is a vampire story, but it doesn't focus on the destruction and the chaos of a vampire. It focuses on the transformation. So the main character is in Narcotics Anonymous, and it compares a lot of the transformation, the symptoms of becoming a vampire, to the symptoms of having a drug addiction and relapsing. And it was a very interesting comparison, in my opinion, to do that. I thought it was a unique storytelling device and a unique way to show how a vampire could really live and function and survive in today's modern world, is by targeting this particular population, and no one would be the wiser, honestly, of what might be going on with them. It was very well done. The story is extremely simplistic for this movie. That's one of my few complaints. But at the same time, the storytelling was so intriguing with the way they filmed it and how they went about it that I continued to watch despite the simplicity of the movie itself, or the plot, I mean. It was definitely well done and kept me engaged, and I would hope it keep you engaged if you watch it. As far as if this is a drinking movie or not, I would actually recommend being sober for this movie, because there's a lot of little nuances and little storytelling devices that you might miss if you were intoxicated on some level, and I think it would hinder the experience of the storytelling of this particular movie. I do feel that the villain design in this movie was actually really spot on. It was simplistic, as the focus point of the movie was the transformation of the main character to becoming a vampire, and how that affected her surroundings and her family, and I do feel it was a really good simplistic connection with the villain. But at the same time, is it really a villain? I mean, he's just going with his natural instincts. Personally, when it comes to vampire movies, I do enjoy when a good vampire movie throws all the vampire myths out the door and says, guess what? That don't work here. That's not how this vampire rolls. And I love that this movie did that. It didn't do it in a kind of I'm snooty way. It did it in a slight comic relief way, just slightly. It was, I like how they threw out a lot of the myths. And I'll leave it at that for when you watch the movie so you can enjoy that moment, because I know I thoroughly did. It did lack a little bit here or there, which is why it gets a 3.8. Mainly it was a simplistic plot, and there really was implied gore and after gore, and they could have done more with that, but at the same time I appreciate that they didn't, because it was refreshing. So it's kind of like that negative point may not really be a negative point, but we're gonna go with, given how many horror movies I watch and the level of gore that we've achieved with our effects, we'll dock it down a little bit for that. But everything else was really amazing. I kind of feel bad this movie got a 3.8, but it's also representative of it. As of right now, at the time of recording, you can view this on Netflix. That's where I watched it. It was not available on Amazon, so don't even try, but you could try because things change, you don't know. There is not very lots of information on IMDb, but the synopsis will be linked below if you do want to check it out, but it is a vampire transformation movie. I highly recommend watching this movie sober, but I highly recommend watching it. I enjoyed it, and I think you will as well. So on that note, with this movie getting a 3.8 zombievers out of 5 zombievers, I'm gonna say, from my dark heart to yours, I hope you have a wonderful day, and please don't die before my next video.